Haunted. Today we're going to be working on Gluttony's snake. We almost got done with him yesterday, almost, but we're going to be working on the pattern for his snake today. We're going to do a red tail boa as the patterning for it. And hey, Ravenhearts, long time. How you doing? It's snake phrasing. Phrasing. uh, Anyways, we're going to be working on the red tail boa today. That's the pattern I chose for it because I did own a red tail boa at one point. So, but anyways, we did most of him yesterday. I almost would have finished him up if we'd had just a little more time, but I didn't think I could do the pattern in 5.5 minutes. So we'll continue with the pattern today. When we finish it up, we have Sloth on deck, so we'll start working on him once this one's finished up. Yeah, Raven. It's good to see you too, man. Good to see you too. Okay. So I have looked up some photo references because, well, it's been a while since I owned the snake. So kind of a brick red texture or brick red color is what goes on the tail. And they're basically like spaced out diamonds. So you have the brick red at the back, on the back. And then a little bit of, I may have to get my big glasses on because I can't see squat. I am just kind of flying blind right now. Yep. Reference is always good. That's what I did. I made sure I had one pulled up. And like I said, I did own one, but it's been 10 years since I had to give her away. So your memory's not always sharp after 10 years. So sorry to put the big bug glasses on after you said you were happy to see my face, Ravenhearts, but they help me see. I can't always paint with the force, Sometimes I have to have a little bit of help. More gloss, more glitter. You're funny, Mama. No glitter. I may actually put a streak of gloss on it though, because snakes do have that little shine to them. So that could happen, but no glitter. Going pretty good, Doug. Appreciate that. How are you? How about you? Bit of dry paint there on that guide hair. Remember I talked about that guide hair yesterday being too long? Yeah, it's starting to rear its ugly head, causing issues. I may have to switch to the bigger brush, just even though this brush is better, or size wise would be better. It doesn't behave the way I want it to. So, like I said, they have kind of a diamond pattern on their back, and you get the red toward the tail, of course. Obviously, that's why they're named that way. And then it just kind of goes to a black and off-white diamond, or kind of figure 8 almost toward the back. Got a printing project I've been working on a long time, all packaged up, out shipped today, and realized it's Veterans Day. Oh, whoops. Oh, well. We'd be ready for tomorrow, right? Okay, we're switching back to the bigger but better brush. Hey, Kyle, how are you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, it was an awkward. I imagine. Like, did you go up to the PO itself, or were you just gonna hand it up, pass it off to the postman as they came by? Okay. We're going to continue that pattern a little bit further up the back of the snake here, because we don't want to, because it's a larger snake, right? And we want to make sure it reads as a red tail from front and back side. And we're not exact on this diamond because we're going to be coming in with the black and working on it, so don't worry about that. Was about to roll out, then reminded by seeing posts about Veterans Day on Facebook. Yep. Good old Facebook. Got to remind you of that. Yeah. I had a friend who he's not real fond of people knowing their birthday, and Facebook spoiled their birthday to me. They were not happy because Facebook sent me, "Oh, your friend has a birthday on this date." Good old Facebook. Okay. Wow, I am terribly off screen. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get back in there. It's really difficult when I've got these monster glasses on to kind of judge where I'm at in the screen of the or the positioning of the screen. Yeah, but they're not a very big Facebook person. Like they don't get in there and learn the ins and outs of it because they don't particularly like it. They have it as a necessity. So I don't blame them one bit for that in any sort of way. Okay, I think that's probably gonna be enough for the red. I don't think they taper off. They just kind of start changing to brown or black. Yeah, that's what they do. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is going to come in and do the black outlines, and hopefully I can do it well enough with this bigger brush. Ooh, what's that about, Doug? The Dice Tower gave Vagrant Song their seal of excellence today. Nice. I am not familiar with the Dice Tower, but I am excited for that good news. I couldn't imagine it not getting stellar reviews. I mean, it's so fun. That'd be the same. I love Bayou Bash too. I want to see more of that everywhere too. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to get super duper detailed and do the third ring of color, which is off white on these. Dice Tower are some of the biggest name in board game reviews. Oh, fantastic! I kind of figured that since you were saying how huge it was, but I'm just not familiar with it because I don't read many reviews, honestly. Um, although I probably have used them when looking up older games, like was it Flames of Rome? I think it was. It was a card game. It was really super duper strategic. Is it Flames of Rome or Fall of Rome or something like that? But anyways, my friend talked me into trying it out, and it is a very complex game, like super duper crunchy. But it's no longer available. And if you find one of the black boxes of them, they'll go for $800 on eBay. That's how good it is, or how big the demand is because it's good. Okay, so just cutting this pattern in here, guys. This is what we're doing. Probably got these a little too close to one another here, but not a huge deal. Okay. Now we'll do our off-white. And I think I had done it with ivory, but I think I'm going to do this is Ushabti bone instead of ivory. We'll save the ivory for the white dots, the actual white dots. This will be a bone color. It's going to be a very small amount, so it won't have to have super duper coverage. So what we do is we basically we outline the black now. We try to outline the black because our brush is not cooperating. Hey, McBluff, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing, sir? I am doing pretty good. We are probably a little quieter than normal because I'm trying to do this little pattern here, um, which requires extra super duper concentration. But other than that, we are doing fantastic. Like I said, I really wanted to finish this dude up yesterday, but I knew I couldn't do this pattern in the time we had allotted. But we're getting it now. And like I said, we got sloth to work on afterwards. So we are prepared for once. Like super duper prepared. Or anything like that. I just want to make sure I have bandwidth so I wouldn't ever hiccup. Well, that one's going to be a little tricky. We don't want to get on his skin. Close enough. We lost a few people when that happened. That's a bummer. Hope they can find their way back. Oop. I kind of screwed that one up. And that one too. Whoops. Hero Quest landed on the doorstep yesterday. The game was, yeah, I never got to play it. I wish I had. And I wish I'd had the disposable income to throw at it when it was on Kickstarter, but for the redo. But I did not. I had to. I had to cut back my Kickstartering. The last couple of years, well, prior to 2020, I'd back about 13, 14 projects, like all the way back, and each year, and it was costing a good bit of money. So I had to start limiting myself. I think I may do one more red diamond on the top here, and we got to reinforce that black line because I got a little thick on the white, off white. Welcome. Okay. We'll see you shortly then, McBluff. Sorry, I don't know why I thought he was saying he was back. Had it growing up, ended up with the older brother's possession once we were grown out of the house. Yeah, probably bike ride time. Just about guaranteed. Actually, I think that would probably come down a little further. Gotta show the distortion from being twisted around, I guess. Alrighty. Let's get this back here. Come in with our black outline. And I think we needed that extra little diamond. Even though the pattern normally doesn't come up this far on a red tail, I just wanted to do it. Make sure we established it from both directions that this was a red tail boa. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can pull it up a little bit here, but that will throw our focus off. It's really hard when you're drawing a pattern and keeping it in a little 2x3 box. I'm sure you know about that. Well, endeavor to do a little better, but it's pretty difficult when you're doing a little pattern on a miniature. It's either that or we can just switch to sloth and I'll work on this off camera. One of the two. Yeah, well, I don't have $1,000 to spend on a DSLR and lens for an overhead camera. Not this year. I do have a nice DSLR, but it's for taking photographs, and I don't like taking it down. I did have it hooked up in stream, but every time I went to take pictures, I'd have to take it down and set it up on the photo booth, and that got annoying. So when one lands in my lap, I will definitely do that. All right. Now we have kind of like almost like a double diamond pattern from here forward. It kind of narrows down and then does this weird little pattern like this. And this is like, or I guess it's a spread diamond. I don't know what you'd call this, but anyways, it's kind of like two diamonds connected with a bridge that rounds their top quarter or something. And this is the pattern that goes most of the rest of the way up. And there's a little white oval in each of these. Pointy hourglass? Yeah, I guess, kind of, yeah. We're just going to give a suggestion there. And over here, again, more of a suggestion because I can't really get in there. We'll do the same thing with this that we did with the black on the other diamonds. We'll outline this with off-white. Whew. My eyeballs about to pop out of my head. No, it pretty much does that almost all the way up to the head. So that's what we'll keep doing. And we'll swing it around over here. We'll do a little diamond pattern. I have to kind of pull it back just a wee bit because this is the scales underneath there. I don't want it to be too close to the scales. All right. I almost like that with paint on it. That would have been a first. Well, not a first, but it would definitely would have been one of the few. I don't normally do that. I'll lick the brush after I've dipped it in the water. All righty. Getting a little less exact as we're getting smaller and smaller. We're just going to do a couple more here. And then we'll switch to the other side. The black part is actually pretty easy. It's going to be the outlining all of these, and the white or the off white, that's going to be the hard part. So I may actually just touch up with the sand color that I put as the base coat, rather than trying to draw the white super precise. Okay. Whew. My eyeballs. Let's get a little bit of this. We're going to do the sand color here. Again, we're going to do this on the underside of the scales. The ones that are showing, there aren't that many, but Snack Shack. Yes, it is. How you doing, Llama? Welcome back. I saw your blah 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 earlier. My password for years was blah blah and then a string of numbers, because of it was something I always said. And then I got involved in Wyrd, and I was like, oh wow, that's hilarious. Waldo is my spirit animal. You okay there, Kim? Yeah, well, he's crafty. He manages to get out every once in a while. So we're just getting a little of these scales back here on the back. Sorry, guys, my eyes are watering. Give me a second here. Woo, too much staring at that one little spot. Z, holy crap. How are you doing? Welcome in. Kim, we can hear you. Or they can hear you through my mic, I think. Mal. It's Mal time. Oh, you couldn't hear? Okay, never mind then. I was my mic is so sensitive, I figured it was picking her up from the speakers. Oh Lord. You guys hear that? It's a cat doing his chain sneezing. Oh, good Lord. Bless you again, cat. Yeah, you finally got in. It's been a while. I'm glad you are here. That's okay. Apparently they couldn't hear you, Kim. I thought they could because you were coming through the speaker over here, but I thought because my mic was super sensitive, they might have heard you, but apparently they were not. Maybe it is a little more directional than I thought. You missed the kitty sneezing? Oh no. Uh-oh. Get a mid sneeze. That's the kitty, guys. That's Captain Sneezy Pants. There we go. I know you don't like being on stream, do you? You hate it. He hates it. He hates it. Yeah. I think it would be awesome for Kimberly and other weird team members to occasionally. Yeah. I mean, totally. No reason why they can't. I just, I didn't want them to be unaware that they were on mic. Yeah, he's a cute cat, but he does not like that camera. So funny. Because I'm not fond of cameras either, but the cat shares my paranoia. Okay, so now we'll come in and we'll start outlining these. That was a little big, wasn't it? Puppers would be confused. They're not allowed in the studio. Okay. Yeah, he has. Ooh, that is way too broad. Yeah, I used a different word there. I didn't use big. I used broad. That works better. He has been trained not to get on my desk. That's probably part of the reason why he struggles when I pick him up like that, because he thinks I'm putting him on the desk, but he knows not to get on the desk. Because when I first got him, I was barely into the hobby, but I knew it was going to be a problem if I didn't train him. So I covered my hobby desk. Every horizontal surface in my house was covered with aluminum foil for about 6 months. And he did not like the sound of that aluminum foil when his feet would crinkle on it. So he basically trained himself not to get on up there. Now I am going to have to do a little correction on the outside of this. So I got some sand here, or this English uniform. I trained him with the wires too. I took sriracha, mixed it with a little flour, painted all the wires with it. One time, one bite was all it took, and he never touched the wire again. I felt sorry for him, rolling around on the floor, running up and down the furniture, howling after taking that bite of that wire. But he never did it again. That was a spicy spaghetti. It was a spicy meatball, let me tell you. It is a good way to train them. Like I said, most cats. Now, my older cat that just passed last month, he'd slap his ears down, he'd slam his eyes shut, and he would just plow through whatever you gave him, spicy or not. Like I made chili that would make most Texans cry, and he would eat the hell out of it, but no other cat, barely any humans, would eat it. He didn't care. Sorry about that camera shake there, guys. You accept my challenge. Give me that chili. You're coming over. Uh-oh. I have issued the challenge, huh? Well, you wouldn't call it chili anyways. You'd call it a super stew because I use beans in it. So you probably wouldn't like it in the first place. Really? Okay. You're one of the first Texans I know that's ever said that. Most Texans don't consider chili or beans and chili with beans to be chili. Yeah, I'm a big fan of beans and chili. Let's do some correction. Oh, you live in Texas. You're not a Texan. Okay, that does make some sense then. That makes some sense. Yeah, if you were a native, you probably would not be saying that. I met a dude at a work once that was working in Texas who said he was eating ranch beans, and I thought Hidden Valley or something sprung into it. That's awesome. You never knew that before? I've always eaten head beans. Z, are you Texan or a native Texan? These little dry drops of paint at the tips of my guide hairs are just driving me nuts. They make it so hard to do this pattern. Oh, you just never knew that about Texas chili. Yeah, yeah, they're very particular about their chili, and it has to be all meat, no beans, which makes for very expensive chili nowadays. Just FYI. Oops, boo boo that one. But that's true. Everything is expensive nowadays. Very, very true. uh, now we got to correct it the other way. Let's see here. The only time you don't want beans in your chili is if you're putting it in a hot dog. That's true. Now, though, you can do that if you've got some chili that has beans in it, just take a potato masher, or if you've got one of those emulsifiers, stick that down in your chili a few times, and whip the beans into it. And then it thickens the chili if it's not already thick, because you spread the starches out. But two, you can have it without having the chunky beans in it. Because I have done that before. When I make my chili, of course, I have leftover, and then usually the next day it's chili dogs or chili slaw dogs for lunch or dinner, because using leftovers. Um, but beans on a hot dog is kind of a no-no, so I just blend the chili. So, what do you think, guys, of the pattern on the snake so far? It looks pretty cool. We're going to spend as long on the snake as we were on all of Gluttony. Now you want a chili dog? Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. What's going to be the test is if I can show it to my friend, not say anything to him, just say, "Hey, what do you think about the snake's pattern?" And see if he goes, "Hey, that's a red-tailed boa," because he and I were kind of co-owners of Medusa. So if he recognizes it as a red tail, then I know I did my job. Welcome back, McBluff. How was your bike ride? Oops, that is way too thick. Yeah, Medusa's a great name for a snake. Yep. I mean, it was like, what do you want to name her? I think Medusa's good. The funny thing is, Medusa loved me. Didn't much care for him, and I think, well, he was one of those people that always ran kind of cold and clammy. Like they had clammy skin. Um, and I was like a little, ooh, wow, we got rainbow patterns going on. I was like a little heat and pat. So she liked me better than him. You love how predictable. Well, it's like every day at this time you take off. So yeah, we figured it out. And the one thing I do want to do, I'm probably going to paint her eyes um, green or orange or something that will stand out a little bit, because uh, all the red tail boas I've seen have had golden eyes or amber eyes, and I just don't think that will stand out well enough. So we're going to do them something different, and hopefully that will still read right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You'd do that, wouldn't you? Just to mess with us. Oops. I got a little carried away there. Solely to mess with me. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably do the same. I don't like being too predictable. I mean, I am, but I don't like to be. So if anyone ever figured out my pattern, I'd probably have to change it up just to spite them. That's when ninja strike. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Mm. I probably should have done those brownish instead of black, but I just figured black would pop better. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that snake. How it's looking now. This makes me joyous. We'll have to do some touch ups though for sure on these. There, yeah, we got that. A little out of hand up here too. Hopefully we're in frame where you can see it. There we go. Well, we didn't finish that one over on the side. Let's do that real quick. Ooh, definitely got a crit. Want a brush with a point, please? We'll buy. Bless you, sneezy pants. Oh Lord, that cat. See, I don't know if he's got a sinus problem, allergies, a nasal carcinoma. I don't know. He just does this sneezing thing so much. It makes me wonder what the hell's wrong with him. He Captain Sneezy Paints. Yeah, they call him Captain Sneezy Pants, but Paints is pretty funny too. I guess he could be, honestly. I mean, I have cut back way, way, way back on airbrushing in the room because I have no outlet in here. This is a basement that's surrounded on four walls by dirt, basically. So there's no outlet for the fumes here. So it's a possibility it could have gotten to him. So I have cut back my airbrushing a lot. If I do a lot of airbrushing, I wear a respirator, but unfortunately, the cat can't wear one. So I've had to cut back on it. But I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. That might be an idea. I actually saw somebody post one the other day on Facebook talking about that they had put it through a HEPA filter, a vacuum bag with a HEPA filter. It might could work. I might could do that. Hopefully, I'm still in frame. I'm very sorry if I'm not. You've had mine going next to me all day with oil wash and with the window open. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now see, I would probably not do it with oils because oils are just way too well, one, volatile, two, um, way too dangerous chemicals in them. Um, I mean, I have a very nice, uh, respirator with that filters out VOCs and stuff, but I'd rather not risk it with oil paints. Bought a cheap electric fan, some dryer ducting, hooked the fan. Yep, yep. That's basically what I've seen done before. Um, only thing I got to tell you is I don't know if you've purchased dryer hose lately, but a 4 foot section of dryer hose is $20 for a 4 foot or 3 foot section. It's ridiculous how expensive that crap is now. Because I was going to go buy a section, uh, 8 foot long for my ventilation booth, and it was going to be over $40 for the hose. And I was just like, you know what? I've got a piece of used hose here. It ain't great. It's got some holes in it. I can patch them with aluminum tape, and we'll just use this one. I am not paying $40 for a piece of hose. Was this pre or post stupid prices, Doug? Because things have changed recently if you haven't gone to Lowe's. Is this when plywood was $98 a sheet? Mid pandemic? Okay. Well, mid pandemic, the price hadn't gone up fully. It was after the pandemic, basically, when the supply was gone, that, that the plywood went up to $90 a sheet. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe yours carries stuff I don't. Mine doesn't. I was not able to find any that cheap. I said I ended up using computer fans. I had a box full of 120 millimeter computer fans, and I just hooked up 6 of them in a box, and they will suck the sides in a second and a half on that ventilation boost. So they're pulling enough air through. Whew. Oh my goodness. Hey, Lady Kachara, how are you doing? Thank you. Thank you. Well, I can't take credit for the model itself. I can just take credit for the paint. I have painted the model, but the cool sculpting, that's all weird. Seen fancy airbrush boxes that cost over $100. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to go tidy up some of these a little bit. Good Lord. Second time the phone has gone off. Well, I appreciate that, Lady Kachira. Most appreciate it. Okay. Lurking while working. That is fantastic. We appreciate all our lurkers. Hope you have a good day working. And if not, hopefully we can make it better at least, right? Let's see here. The nice thing about fancy airbrush boxes is when it gets too dirty, you can just paint the air filter blue and it's cleaning it. Wait, what? Wait. I'm thinking that's the case. I got into miniature painting lately and love to see the awesome painters out there. Well, that's great. It is really, I think the hobby has exploded recently. It is just, well, the pandemic helped, honestly. It helped get more people into it because they had more time. Might have been harder to get models, but it definitely helped the hobby and getting more people into it. The community on Twitch just exploded during the pandemic, of course, too. So it was helpful in that respect. But welcome in. It is a great hobby. Good to see you here. And we hope you enjoy your stay. That reminds me, I should probably change up their filter soon as delightfully healthy looking gray brown color. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like it. I probably need to change the house air filter too. I have to do it about every 2 weeks because of the aforementioned airbrushing. Because the air return is right over there. So everything I spray here goes straight into the air return, basically. Karoo, how are you doing, sir? Been a bit. How are you doing? Okay. All right, guys. the pattern is done, I think. We got to close that up there at the bottom there, that one. Who's this one, right? This one here. There. And I'm going to put little dots here best I can. Well, that one just said, nope, not doing it. I'm not doing it, it said. Been busy getting your house ready for winter, and Twitch has been bad on notifications. Yeah, Twitch being twitchy. What's new about that one? Well, I'm glad you made it this time. And I can imagine getting the house ready for winter is very important given where you live. Okay. We're going to call that snake pattern done, guys. What do you think? Come back over here and focus. That's not quite in focus, is it? This way, here. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Then we spin them around. Backside. So what you guys think? I think the snake looks pretty good. We're going to call him done. So this is Gluttony, and we are moving on to Sloth. Chunk. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Need to move by a third of your paint hoard. Yeah. Yeah, you do have an enormous amount of paint, dude. I mean, seriously. Like a lot. Okay. Kim, if you are around, can I get a quick break? I want to go clean my palette off. So when she hears that, guys, I will pop out of here for just a moment. Won't take me long. I'll rinse my palette off, and then I will come right back. You know, Lady Kachera, I never thought that was possible, having too much paint, but I literally have about 300 sitting in my closet, never being used. So, yeah, there is a point where you can reach too many paints, I think. All right. So, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back very shortly. Just got to rinse off my palette. We'll see you in a few. All right. Well, I am back, folks. Sorry about that little break there. I just need to clean off my wet palette because it had gotten cluttered up totally. So now we're going to start on a new model. This one is Sloth. And the reason why I decided to do Sloth, well, one, I am primarily a Reser player and just gotten into Bayou. So I wanted to get those two kind of out of the way. And two, because I continually mix up Sloth and Gluttony's name. So I figured I'll get those two out of the way and then won't have to worry about any more mix-ups. So yeah. So first things first with old Sloth, we got to figure out what kind of skin tone we want to go with this dude. And he looks very, very pale with kind of a green undertone. We could do army green as a base and work up from there. I've done a lot of green skin and resers, you know, for kind of green rotten flesh, or the suggestion that it's green and rotten. Solomon Grundy-ish. Yeah, it is kind of Solomon Grundy-ish. Although I'm not a very big DC person, I know who you're talking about. All right. Well, that would be a pretty decent color, I think. I think with some red and purple washes and stuff, we could get kind of an interesting look. So we'll start that way. Green and glitter. No, llama. No glitter. That's your thing. All right. So we're going to get back to painting this little duder now, or get to painting this little duder. We're going to start with some Army Painter Army Green as a base tone. Now he's going to have, looks like he's got a lot of black on him. I want to probably do his jeans or his pants in a blue jean like material. Oh, there we go. Cat is on Shane Sneeze mode. Just so I'm not doing pants black too, but definitely black vest, black boots, black hat. So there's going to be a lot of black on him, which is not one of my favorite colors to paint, honestly. So we're going to be making extreme use of the old Dark Reaper and Fenrisian Gray, I'm sure, because that's what I highlight my blacks with. So that leaves kind of what is the guitar color going to be? And I was thinking at first we would paint it like, you know, brilliant emerald green kind of thing, since Reser. But we did the green pants on Gluttony, and I don't want it to blend too much with him. Like I said, I already have a hard enough time figuring out their names, so we don't want them to look anything alike. So I'm thinking maybe purple, purple, magenta, something like that. Any thoughts on the guitar? I mean, I could paint it metal because it does kind of look like a spade or a shovel type thing. So I could paint it metal if I wanted to. But I was thinking, you know, a nice bright color would be good too. Blood red would work too. Blood red would work great. I could do a gray, OG Gray Hulk. Yeah, we could. I'd have to look up references. Best thing to do with Crossroads 7 is paint them all, but leave Sloth unpainted. Wait, what? Why? Making nothing but lazy choices on sloth. Oh, okay. I got you now. I see. I see. So I'll do this and we'll get a skin base in. I'll say, okay, sloth's done. Plum Crazy Purple for guitar. Ooh. I'm not sure what color that is, but it sounds cool. Oops. Camera shake number 2 for the day. We really do need a counter for that. As often as I do it. I'm starting to see why I don't like this color. Why it's very rarely used. It is not easy to get a decent coat on. Ugh. Good thing it's just a base coat, right? Well, I thought I had that arm pretty well done. That I wasn't gonna have to. Didn't. I thought the gap filling was pretty good, but apparently it's not. What we may do is paint some stitches over that. Say, hey, there's another cut in his arm. No, that's not where I put the model together. Not at all. It's not that at all. I need to go get a snack once you finish Gluttony. No problem. No problem. Makes sense. You need a snack after Gluttony. Before, during, and after Gluttony. You know, it's funny, Doug. I don't know if you were here for all of yesterday, but that thing on his chest on the artwork is a chicken foot. And at first, I looked at it when I got to it, and I was like, that does not look like a chicken foot. It looks like a human arm. And I realized, So I started painting it, flesh color, right? And then realized, it's way too small for a human arm. And Kim was like, it's a gremlin arm. I was like, oh no. So I had to turn around and paint it green. But I was like, it's funny how the artwork render and the models always, not always, sometimes have little details that are different. Like one of the came up most recently is one of the little young Nephilim or Terratots, I think, was posted with shown with cloven hooves, but actually has clawed hooves or clawed feet or something like that, which is probably better for mounting anyways. It's nice to see that difference. You're for anything painted purple? Okay. See, I'm definitely down for purple. I'm thinking it's either going to be purple or red, one of the two. So. Also, a little mad you're not painting Wrath yet. I see what you did there. Like I said, I almost did because I have a substantial Neverborn collection too, but I've been playing Rezzers mostly, and I've also been really wanting to get my Trixie keyword on the board. So I figured Bayou and Rezzer first. You're proud of your bad joke. You should be there. They should be included in the dad joke of the yearbook. Plum Crazy Purple is famous muscle car. Oh, oh, hmm. Wonder what equivalent would be in miniature paints if we have anything that's equivalent. Meow, 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 cat, meow, meow. Tell me all about it. Actually, hoping, yeah, the larger scale minis, yeah, yeah, those are coming, dude. I'm anxious to get my hands on one of them. Well, actually, I'm probably gonna have all of them eventually at some point, but I definitely want to pick up the Sonya because that is one of the guild masters keywords I have not gotten around to painting. I have it all, but I don't have it painted yet. Still got to finish up Lady Justice, but Sonya's next on the list for the guild when I get around to painting my own stuff again. Yeah, it really is. Um, I think it's the Nicodem or the Seamus one that I really like. I think it was which one was it where it looked like he was dancing with the chick? I think that may have been the Seamus one. I thought that was very cool. Although here tell if you turn at a certain angle, you're you see something not safe for work. Seamus is dancing. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, I liked all of them. They were very cool. I wasn't sure if we were going to get them until just recently. So that's awesome. Okay, this paint is garbo. When I get done with this model, I'm throwing this in the garbage. We'll never use this Army Painter stuff again. Worst base color ever. You know, most flesh colors are really kind of a pain to put on, right? Take multiple coats. And this is just as bad. Probably would have been one of those things, be better if I had sprayed it, but I didn't want to get the airbrush going on stream. I've gotten away from doing airbrushing almost entirely. Streaming on Twitch just kind of broke me of the habit because I was always afraid that my airbrush was going to be too loud. And so I just started doing more and more stuff on stream as brush only. And it's kind of good because a lot of times if you get too, if you use the airbrush too much, you forget how to do the things that you normally do with a brush. Like you can't do blending and OSL and stuff like that when you use the airbrush as a crutch too much. I found this out when I first got the airbrush. I started just doing nothing but airbrushing exclusively. And when it came time to that was something too small and too close to other details to do the airbrush with on it, or to do the airbrushing on it. And I had to do it by brush. I realized, oh my God, I've lost the muscle memory on how to do this blending, with the brush. So I spent a couple of weeks, like repracticing, retraining myself to do it with the brush. And thereafter, I would take, do a couple projects with an airbrush, and then I'd do a couple projects with the brush. And now basically all I do is I pretty much put a primer down, and sometimes we'll put my base color down. Or if a model has a lot of flesh, I'll paint the flesh tone in, just because, it saves me having to do 35 coats on the model. Like this. Let's see here. Wow. 75 millimeter. Yep. Mm-hmm. Nicodem statue. I saw Gen Con look like a Lady Nico. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I remember, being a gender swap Nico. There's also a super cool. Yeah. The titanium one looks amazing. I hope that one gets a 32 millimeter scale model that we can use in game. I like the one that's in the box, and I like the alt version, but I like that 75 millimeter sculpt way better. So I'm hoping that's one of the ones that gets a 32 mil sculpt. Hey, Cora. Yeah, he is a good bassist, right? How are you doing? Why in Hades do I have Army Painter? It's a good question. Actually, Army Painter was my first set of paints, and I was in the middle of a project when my original Generation 1 Army Green ran out. And I got Generation 2, the stuff that has all that extra medium crap in it, to finish it up. So it'd color match. And it's still in my rack. Oh, please. Hey. Do not sneeze over here, turd. Don't. Go somewhere else. Sorry. Airbrush is required to do primer figure. Yeah. It really, on big stuff, it definitely makes a difference. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That this paint is so close to apple barrel, I can't tell a difference. It's gummy, sticky, and splotchy all at the same time. It's gross. So yeah. Not happy about this, but the good thing is, once I get a base coat down and get some wash on here, I should be able to manage the rest pretty easy, hopefully. Well, I'm going to make it work. Doesn't mean I'm not going to cuss at it a few times, though. It's going to do what I ask it to do. Unlike Jen, he just refused. He was an outright butthead. He would not stay attached to a model base to save his soul. Luckily, Korok was able to tame him. I just couldn't. You showed Jen his boss. Well, to be fair, I didn't feel like putting any more time into him. So I didn't feel like training. Start with Leah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Probably should have trimmed a bit on the finger just a little bit. Where's my knife? Because that is definitely like a second finger growing out of his other finger. Well, I got it cut, but it's just hanging on by just a atom's worth of plastic. There we go. Got it now. Okay. I think that'll work. He's just saying he'll start every game on the sideline. All right. Whew, I think we got a bit of a base coat now. Good. Now, what do we want to do for wash? We can come in with some green and brown. You can do a little red and purple. We can do all sorts of little washes with this duder. So red and also do some flesh wash too. And where's my green? Actually, I think we'll go with this green. Yeah, go with BL10. Ooh, we're almost out of BL10. Oh no, never mind. I got another pot of it. Wash. How do reavers clean their spears? They put it through the wash. Okay, we're going to put in a little bit of brown too in that. About half and half. So half brown, half green. And we'll get that as our base coat. Then we'll probably come in some areas and do the red and purple as well. Oh, your family said wash when you were younger. I've got some friends that do that as well. I mean, they say wash and winder and learnt. Although learnt is proper in British English, is not proper in English unless you're from the country. That does not look brown at all. And I put half and half, didn't it? Well, let's do a little bit more. We'll do 2 drops. Well, that's why we did flesh wash. Ugh. Where's my brown? Here it is. That should fix it up, hopefully. All right. Get those little ears of his. say little. They're pretty obnoxiously large ears. Too soon. Yeah, it'll always be too soon. That's why I went ahead and did it, because somebody's going to do it. So I figured I may as well do it. Oh, they're from West Virginia. Okay. That's understandable, at least in the area. Like I said, I may as well been raised in the hills of Northeast Georgia. I spent I guess I was 17 when I moved up here. So I've spent almost 2/3 of my life here. But I don't say Winder or learnt. I will occasionally say hankering, but it's more of a joke. Like if I go visit my mom and I'm like, hey, I've got a hankering for some eggs. Okay. Wait for that to dry up a little bit. Marsh bigger than a stream is a creek, though where I grew up, red is a verb. Oh, read like READ, read a book, RED a book. Was recently reduced to tears listening to a friend complaining about the idiosyncrasies of the English language and all the local variants. I can imagine. I mean, I know for a fact. I mean, I've got friends that are non-native English speakers, and when they say I'm learning English, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry for you. It is a horrible language. I'm sorry you have to learn it. Because it's the worst language in the world. I mean, it's my language. I'm used to it, but even as somebody that's a native speaker, it can be confusing when, I mean, just think, look at the number of people that cannot spell or tell the difference between there, and there when spelling. Okay. They are, they're possessive, they're over there, whatever. They can't tell the difference between those words. 3 raccoons wearing a trench coat. That is a very, very apt, very apt description. Let's see here. Read up the really. Now I have never heard it used in that manner. So it's used as to tidy up a room. Huh. Was there any basis for that word? Like it was a shortening of another? Like not abbreviation, obviously, but just shortening a phrase and it becoming RED. Comes from Scottish dialect of Middle English. Oh, okay. Man, that is crazy. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and base in his butos here. Short form of redden. Okay. Interesting. To like ready or Hers as 3 dialects in a trench coat, which rummages through the pockets of other languages. Really scream. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I like that a lot. But yeah, I have apologized to friends that are from non-native English speakers, just straight up. They don't ask for it. I just go ahead and apologize up front. I won't apologize for anything but our language. Here, I thought I was expecting a certain redacted lean. Ian's apology. You're going to need this. Yeah, pretty much. We'll go ahead and cut in the blue jeans next. We still have wash drying. So did we settle? Pardon me. Did we settle on purple for the guitar, or did we settle on red for the guitar? Oh, dear Lord. Cat. The noises that come out of him. I'm going to have to start just apologizing to the stream up front for the cat. Put a little warning label at the bottom. I hope you're not eating lunch because cat makes disgusting noises. Keeping lunch down not guaranteed. English as a language has more bug fixes, workarounds, exceptions, downright BS, and patches. Yeah, that's very apt as well. Jeez, Manini, we're really ripping our own language today, but it kind of deserves it. It's kind of a butt end. Oops, that horn got in the way there. It deserves it, indeed. I kind of hate to put the black on the leather because I know I'm going to come back over it with the green. So I'm just going to kind of base it in just lightly. I'm not going to get too close. I'm not going to do any details or anything like that on it. I just want to kind of block it in a little bit. Although it's got wet wash on it. Maybe I shouldn't do that just yet. which, to be fair, is Norman, French, Old German, and some smatterings of Latin. Yeah, I mean, I can understand kind of the hodgepodge nature of it. One, wanting to separate ourselves from the homeland, but then also we are kind of a melting pot. So, I mean, it's a wonder we don't have more words from other languages smattered in. I mean, like more. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Painting. But yeah, I mean, it's a wonder we don't have more obvious ties to other languages in ours. I'll never forget when I was first in Java class. I was writing a program, could not get a dialogue window to pop open because I was spelling dialogue with the British English spelling rather than the English spelling. And my professor came over and was like, we use American English in Java, not British English. I was like, excuse me. I don't know why, but for some reason I have always used British spellings for most things. Color being in those with the OUR being the exception. I use those occasionally, but most of the time, like dialogue has always been British English spelling and stuff. I watched a ton of Brit comps, but why I spelled things that way, I mean, I picked up some of the slang from the British shows as well, but that wouldn't have taught me how to spell like that. It was a affectation I had when I was younger to use those spellings. Let's see here. I've heard English described as what happens when Vikings learned about Latin and went to yell insults Germans. I get all the time from my job. What's the difference between U.S. and UK English installation packages? Well, how do you feel about the addition of the letter U? Yes. They like that letter U. Because it was when first degree, what my first degree is in, I spelled it theater with R-E, not theater with the E-R. Yes. That's good, Stig. Oh, man. We're on a roll with that one today. All right. So we're going to start painting or blocking in his jeans. For that, we'll start with dark Prussian blue. Bleu. El bleu. And we'll do... this dries a lot darker than it goes on. So we'll do this. And what we do is I have kind of a recipe for this. I'll have to look it up. I don't know if we'll get to it today or not. But it involves wolf gray, I believe. Wolf gray and white, or wolf gray and another lighter blue I can't think of offhand. But anyways, basically what you do is you come in with you block your blue jean material in, and then you dry brush the base blue jean color and wolf gray, I think. And then you come in and you start stippling with wolf gray by itself, and then you stipple with the wolf gray and the other mixed, concentrating on areas like the seat of the pants and the knees, which in this case we only have one available because we got that metal thing on this one. And the stippling kind of gives it, if you look at your blue jeans, you have that kind of pilling on it where it's like little dots of white and blue, whites and blues. And sometimes in the jeans, the more worn they are in the areas like on your knees and the butt, the white is more prominent than the blue. And that's what we're trying to do with this. And it gives a pretty decent effect. If you've ever been on my page, on my Facebook page, and looked at my family keyword. Francisco has a really good rendition of the blue jeans. It was my first attempt at it, but that's the only one that's, or that family is the only one that's photoed with the blue jean recipe on it. I've since refined it a little bit, but that'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So if you go to my Facebook page, which is Haunted Miniatures with no, or Haunted Dot Miniatures, I think, no underscore. You should be able to find pictures underneath the family album. Pearlized, that could be a good word for it. Crazy Plum is a deep, usually metallic pearl, ice pearl, purple, pearlized. Okay, gotcha. You should give him a pale yellow instead of. That's a thought. It would also simulate the white portion being dusty too. That's a good idea. Although he may not be dusty, but you know, he's on tour. Doesn't mean he's out in the woods. But yeah, that's definitely a thought. Could definitely do that for any further models that are in the desert area. Oh, look, he's got a crotch plate. Sloth is afraid of being kicked in the nads. Adjusting a bridge dirt for verisimilitude. Oh, Kimmershay 4-3. I can't remember. It's been a while. You guys are supposed to keep up with it for me. Did I completely missed that tongue on his shoe with the black. Wow. Maybe it's time to upgrade the magnification of my glasses. Okay, so we are just about done with this blue base coat here. There we go. Now it's down in there. Okay, so you see how much darker it's dried. It's still not fully dry, so it will take a little bit longer to fully cure there. Let's see here. I'm just going to go ahead and base in the base. We're going to base in the base with some blue, purple and see if we like it. And if we do, we'll continue. If not, we'll go to red. Okay, Cat, really? He just slimed the back of my monitor, guys. I mean, bad. Better the back, I guess, on the screen, huh? Now, if I had some glitter, I might put them in the guitar, because that would be one place you could see some glitter. I guess Llama's not around. Camera shake 4. Preparing for tomorrow, switching up my hours, so I'm painting during the warmer parts of the day. Also making a list of flesh tone paints I need to order. Cool. Very cool. Gotta do what it takes, man. I've got to figure out what to do with my printer here soon as well, because the garage is no longer staying at 68 degrees or warmer. So right now I've been running my printer with a halogen bulb in the ventilation booth, but I'm not sure how much longer that halogen bulb is going to keep it warm enough. Yeah, resin printer. So do we have any people that are just not liking the purple color for the guitar? Are we okay with it so far? We'll probably be working up through our usual hex-like and up through Warlord purple for highlights. Are you talking about the actual resin, like that you're not using? Or are you talking about your resin printer? Because I cannot keep it indoors because the smell is just too much. That's why I have a ventilation booth in the garage. I put it on the garage thinking, well, that'd be better, but the garage shares a floor with an upstairs room, and that smell goes straight into the rest of the house. So indoors is not an option for me. Sad no metal flake. Yeah. You know, I do have metallic medium. Silver metallic medium. I do own. I could throw some of that in here. I am using Elegoo water washable translucent blue. You know your answer is purple, right? Right? The problem is I'll have to put it on after I'm done blending, or every color I put on here will have to have the metal flake in it, which will make it tough to blend. So I may try mixing it with like a little glaze medium or something, and then putting it over the guitar once it's done. But yeah, I've got some metallic medium. I don't know if it's here or it's on the other shelf. And actually, I have two. I have Liquitex stuff, and then I have. Is it here? I have some Vallejo metal medium, and I don't see it on my desk. But anyways, I do have some, so that is a possibility. I can do a metallic flake on there when we're done. You never used Elegoo? Ah. Yeah, problem is, unfortunately, none of these ventilation fans actually vent to the exterior of the house. They vent into the attic. And the ones that are in the bathroom here, the ventilation pipe stops about midway over there. It's broken, so it vents basically right back into the ceiling of this room. The Syria Tech. That's the. Is that the stuff that has a little bit of flex built in? Kind of like ABS. Ah, I've been kind of wanting to try that anyways. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that was the reason why I went with water washable right away. Because I got my printer still when isopropyl was much more difficult to find, and when you did find it, it was super expensive. So I just went with water washable. Um, not really any problems with it. I will say the Elegoo transparent is a bit on the brittle side, but it is nice that it cures super duper fast. Like most models, I'm doing 1.5-second cures. So it speeds up the printing process immensely versus a solid color. I'm pushing in the area 2 or 2.2 seconds per layer. So that adds up over time. Yeah, don't pour. Yeah, I don't pour my rinse water. I pour it into a big bucket and then set it out in the sun to cure. I'm going to end up getting a UV 405 nanometer UV lamp and set it over the cure bucket, but to do it. But for right now, up until now, basically the sunlight has been enough. But with the winter months, we won't have as much sunlight, so I'll have to look into the light. But yeah, I let it all the resin cure, then put it through a couple filter stages, and then pour the water back in and reuse it. And all my gloves, towels, and stuff like that are saved in a big bag, and I dispose of it when the bag gets too big or run out of room. And with a hazardous waste disposal. Problem is, I am probably in the minority of people that take that much precaution. Everybody else sees water soluble, water washable, and they think, oh, I can just pour it down the sink. So while I might be doing the right thing, I doubt everybody else is. Oh, did you have a good rest of the stream? All right, Z, have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. Yep, you can do the same as well with IPA. That's true. Because a lot of the only thing you have to watch for is keeping it sealed so you're not evaporating off too much. I mean, it's okay if you evaporate some, but you're going to be losing some due to evaporation. If you do the outdoor exposure, if you do the lamp exposure, you don't have to worry about it as much. You can do it through a clear lid if you have that. Yeah, it is a bit of a misnomer, and it causes misinformation, and because people don't take the time to read or care. I mean, I can't wait for. I say that I can't wait. I mean it sarcastically. I can't wait for the number of people that start coming down with weird and rare forms of cancer due to all the resin products in our water supply. Because it's become, so commonplace for households to have a resin printer now, and the greater majority of the people are ignorant in the disposal of those products. We're on the cusp of a major problem. Where did Al Jam say something? Did I miss that one? I don't see. Was that a YouTube comment? Maybe. You mean flushing highly active free radical polymers might not be belong in the human body? Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's not good for us, my friend. And like I said, I can be as cautious as I want to be, and you too can be cautious. But the problem is, we're the minority. Most of the idiots out there are not going to be taking those precautions. Ooh, we rainbowed. That's usually Doug's job. Why am I rainbowing today? Don't mess around with ABS on FDM printers because those are running nearby means. Yeah. Oof. I actually blame the storm. Oh, storm. That could be it. Yeah. Man, I remember when I lived in Ackworth, which was very close to Kennesaw / close to Marietta. Ackworth was like it was like a trough, I think, like in between, like a lowest point between two high points, because it seemed to funnel all the bad weather right through there. I spent every Friday and Saturday evening pretty much in a bathtub because of all the tornado warnings and watches that came through that area. It was like every Friday, Saturday night, it seemed like there was a tornado warning or watch. I actually had one it came through when I was still living in the rental house in Ackworth. It came close by, but it didn't like touched down or it wasn't strong enough or whatever, but it did rip the neighbor's satellite dish off their roof and shot it through the house, my wall. So I had half their dish sticking through my bedroom wall. Let's see here. UV fumes, resin fumes are irritant, not technically toxic. That's what I've heard, but I just rather not take the chances with it, so I vent it. Like I said, I've got a cat that already has respiratory problems, and so why add to it? And it bothers me. Like I have a hard time breathing after those fumes are in the room. Am I listening to Dio, Rainbow in the Night? I'm not listening to anything except the sound of my own voice right now. Which brand paints am I currently using? Asking for YouTube. Oh, I am sorry about that. I'm currently using right now this army green color is from Army Painter, but the majority of my colors are either Citadel or Vallejo model color. Majority of them are Vallejo model color. Gonna go grab some dinner and get my butt out the door to play some Malfo. Very nice. Yeah, we're coming up on the end here. We got a little bit longer, but not too much longer. Thank you for relaying that question, Karu. I appreciate it. Like I said, I never see the YouTube ones. They're over on the left side of the screen, and my screen's relatively small, the one I have on my painting desk. So I don't see those very well, especially when I'm down in the work, you know. I thought when you did multi-streaming, it was supposed to put them together on the window on the right, but apparently it doesn't. Was referring to the stream went going rainbow. Okay, I got it. Total dude, how are you doing? I saw your post last night that you were doing some hobbying. That made me very happy to see. Happy for you, my friend. How you been? Sorting out your life. That's always a good thing. Got to prioritize things occasionally. I'm glad hobbying made the cut. Kalini, fantastic dude. How are you doing, man? Been a while. Kalini, just this is what we finished up earlier today. We did Gluttony, and we were painting basically the pattern on his snake. And I did forget to do the eyes. Whoops, stupid me. I'll have to do that later. But anyways, we did a red tail boa constrictor as the patterning for this little voodoo doctor here. And since I basically finished him up, we switched on over to Sloth, who's next in line for the band. Good to see you, though, Kalini. Okay. So here, I'm going to add a little bit of ivory to that. Yeah, it's been a bit. Where did I put that stupid army green paint? Did I put it back up? I may have. You know, I'm actually kind of liking that color better. I may go back and redo his skin. That's a meadow green from MSP. That's pretty cool. You know, I just had that color like in my hand 20 minutes ago. Here it is. Schedule's been all over the place lately. I hear you. I think it's been a little crazy for me. I think it's been a little crazy for almost everybody lately. And of course, it's only going to get crazier because holidays, right? Finally get an official copy of the deed to the house. The one I had gotten water damage and mold. Well, cool. Glad on that. That's always good. You thought I heated the paint. I'm not in the eating mood yet. We're having a good day, guys. I may come back in one more drop there. Okay, well, we're not going to get a whole lot more done. We are getting there to the very end. We're down to the wire, the whistle. The fat lady is about to sing, which is a sad thing. I should be back next Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. here. As well, we'll continue. I don't know if we'll continue Sloth or we'll start a new model. It depends how I feel. If I feel like finishing Sloth, we'll just move on to another model on the next stream because that's a long break in between. But we shall see how it goes. Kind of get those two blended up together a little bit better. Was that if I did Sloth, I'd be very tempted to. Yeah, that's not obscure because if you'd saw the beginning of my stream, I went Sloth chunk. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Hey, you guys. Yep. That's very true. All right. So we are basically down at the wire. So I'm going to go ahead and just do these couple little knuckles and we're going to wrap up. What you guys see there is a link to a Willow account, which will provide you with all my social media links, my YouTube, my Facebook, my most instant of grams. If you guys would go like, follow, subscribe, all those good things, I would greatly appreciate it. Those things are free and help me out. Like I said, we will see you guys again next week about 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And like I said, we'll either be continuing Sloth or we'll be on another member of the band. Depends on if I finish this up in the meantime. You need to watch that movie again. Yeah, it's a classic, right? But yeah, I'm glad you could, Total. I'm glad you got to see a little bit of it. Play Freebird. No, never. What do you think this is? Stone Mountain? We're not playing Freebird. But anyways, we got some progress done. We got old Gluttony snake pattern painted up, which I was really pleased with how that turned out. We still do need to do the eyes, so I'm gonna do that before I forget. And then we got some work done on old Sloth today. But anyways, that's about it for now. Again, we'll see you next week, and there will be other Play Wyrd streamers on during the week as well. I think they start typically at 11 in the morning, and again at 3:30 or 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Like mine will be next Wednesday. So look forward to seeing them. And until then, hobby on and play Wyrd. Go Wonderwall. See you, Cleanie. Take care.